I listened to Porter Robinson's new album Smile, so you don't have to. Porter Robinson was originally an EDM artist when he released his first album Worlds, and this album was massively popular. I remember listening to these songs in middle school. And then he went on to drop his second album Nurture, which was a complete switch of pace. It is quite literally the opposite of Worlds. It feels almost like an anime OST, and the theme of switching things up continues because on this third album he goes for more of a hyperpop approach, or at least that's what I thought when I was originally going into it. If there's one thing that's really clear about Porter Robinson's career, it's that he doesn't want to just sit around and do the same thing. He wants to challenge himself and try new things and do the unexpected. I was a huge fan of the singles going into this project. Knock Yourself Out has to be my favorite song that has dropped this year, and a close second to that is Russian Roulette. Both of these songs really pack a punch production wise, and even though they feel really light on the surface, when you actually start to dig deeper into the lyrics, he's talking about some pretty real stuff. And so you have this really interesting dynamic of the material and the presentation, and it makes for a really unique experience. Cheerleader was the first single from the project, and I was completely blown away. It is so extremely catchy despite the psychotic lyrics. Going into the album, the last single he dropped was Kitsune Maison Freestyle, and I think that this was the first one from the album rollout that didn't have me immediately hooked. I think it was a lot less in your face and inherently catchy than the other songs, but I found myself revisiting the song over and over again and eventually realized that I do like it quite a bit. I didn't know what to expect going into the album, but I saw that it was 10 songs, which is a little shorter than I expected. But then in contrast to this, it's 40 minutes, so we definitely have a pretty decent runtime. And listening to the singles, you would definitely have a vibe laid out of what you think the album is going to sound like. And I was really surprised because I feel like it's completely different from the singles. While the 4 tracks he dropped prior are really in your face and punchy, these other tracks are a lot slower. And this was something that on first listen felt a little bit underwhelming to me. All of the main punchy singles are at the beginning of the project, and then when you near the end with tracks like Everything to Me, I feel like it doesn't quite have that grand finale. And so it felt a little anticlimactic to me. Or on songs like Year of the Cup, where instead of having a proper hook in the song, he has different interview clips from Lil Wayne. I think it's a cool idea, but for me personally, I feel like it went on a little long. But something about this album is it's really started to grow on me over the last day. Perfect Pinterest Garden is one of those songs that is just really fun to listen to. It honestly reminds me a little bit of Nurture melody wise, but with this brand new hyperpop style, and I think it's done really nicely. It's a perfect summer bop, and I found myself singing it all night. But my favorite song off the album is tied between Is There Really No Happiness and Mona Lisa. The James Ivy production really comes in clutch, and I love the sweetness of the chorus. It's just one of those songs that feels very melodically pleasing. But then Mona Lisa is a collaboration track with Frost Children, and I feel like their voices blend really well. In fact, all of their tones are so similar that the first time I listened, I couldn't really tell who was singing what parts. And this song specifically was very emo. It kind of reminded me of a Radiohead song a little bit. It was really, really cool and a bit more grungy than the other tracks. And so yeah, even though the project wasn't exactly how I thought it was going to go, I did walk away having an appreciation for it. There were lots of really cool highlights, and I think a lot of great tracks that upon revisiting actually do have that catchiness that I liked from the singles. I think I found myself wanting a more grand finale to the album, just that one little piece to tie everything together. But I think that Porter Robinson did want to show some more dynamics to the album, and I do appreciate that he was willing to strip things back and do something more simple. I can acknowledge that everybody has their own personal taste, and I think I just prefer a more hype sound. But it's definitely a really fun project to listen to, and one that I'm definitely going to revisit multiple times. There are a lot of takeaways that I'm getting from this and want to apply to my own music, but let me know your thoughts. Most of the people that get recommended these videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoyed, go ahead and hit that button. And yeah, peace out.